Did you know that only 1% of people possess a rare and powerful gift? That's right. We're talking about an intuition so strong that it can completely transform your decisions and your life. Many people don't believe it, but today I'm going to show you 10 clear signs that you could be one of the chosen ones. Stay with me and find out if you have this intuitive superpower that few possess. Don't miss out. Understanding these signs could be the first step towards unlocking a life of incredible achievement. Welcome to the Eye of the Soul channel. Intuition is one of those words that often takes us directly to images of tarot cards and hand readings in mysterious tents. However, the reality is much broader and more present in our daily lives than these picturesque scenes might suggest. Intuition is actually an incredibly practical and useful skill that we possess, often operating silently but decisively in our lives. When we talk about intuition, we are referring to that immediate knowledge we have about something, without the need for logical reasoning or detailed analysis. It's that visceral feeling that tells you to avoid a dark street late at night, or that presentiment that encourages you to call a friend who is going through difficult times. These are manifestations of your intuition, acting as a silent guide that often protects and directs without us even realizing it. By detaching intuition from esoteric practices and recognizing it as an integral part of human cognition, we open up space to value this ability as a way of making quick and effective decisions. It is essential to understand that intuition is a universal phenomenon, but few have this highly powerful perception. By recognizing intuition as a natural and everyday aspect of human experience, we can start to pay more attention to our own intuitions and learn to trust them. This not only enriches our understanding of the world, but also strengthens us, allowing us to become more in tune with our instincts and, consequently, with the decisions we make. It's important to note that developing intuition is not a magical process, but rather an exercise in self-knowledge and observation. Paying attention to how you feel in different situations and learning to interpret these feelings without prejudice can transform the way you interact with the world. Carl Jung, one of the most influential minds in the field of psychology, defined intuition in a way that transcends common understanding. According to Jung, intuition is the ability to perceive the realities of the world through the unconscious. This means that rather than relying solely on logical and rational thinking, intuition connects us to a deeper reservoir of knowledge and understanding, bringing to light ideas and possibilities that conscious reasoning might not reach. In psychology, intuition is often understood as the ability to understand or know something immediately, without the need for conscious reasoning. This definition captures the essence of how intuition works as a mental process that, although it takes place behind the scenes of consciousness, has profound and practical implications in our daily lives. Psychological intuition can be seen as a form of quick intelligence, an ability that allows us, in fractions of a second, to assess situations, make judgments and decisions. Often, this process is so fast that we don't realize it has taken place until the decision has already been made, or the perception has already been formed. This aspect of intuition is vital, for example, in situations that require quick reactions, such as when driving a car, or in moments that require critical decisions under pressure. The study of intuition in psychology also reveals that this ability is not merely a remnant of more primitive times or a mysterious phenomenon. It is, in fact, a sophisticated brain function that has developed over the course of evolution to optimize our ability to take care of ourselves in the world. It is based on past patterns and experiences, using information that our brains have collected throughout our lives, often without our explicit awareness. This understanding helps us to value intuition not as a counterpoint to logical reasonings, but as a vital complement to it. While analytical thinking breaks problems down into smaller parts and examines them in detail, intuition offers us almost instantaneous answers, which, although not always perfectly accurate, are incredibly fast and often effective. Ignoring intuition can leave us vulnerable to mistakes that could have been avoided if we had listened to our deepest instincts. On the other hand, relying on intuition without rational verification can lead to rash decisions. So what are the characteristics of a highly intuitive person? The first characteristic shows us that highly intuitive people have a remarkable ability not only to interpret emotions through facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice, but also to pick up on subtle changes in the behavior of the people around them. This sensitivity to behavioral nuances is what often sets them apart, allowing them to perceive what lies behind the social masks and facades that are often presented. This ability to read people extends beyond the obvious. It involves noticing a prolonged pause in conversation that can indicate hesitation, a smile that doesn't reach the eyes and can reveal discontent, or a subtle change in posture that can indicate defensiveness or openness. These observations allow intuitive people to better understand the feelings and thoughts of others, often even before these emotions are fully recognized by the person themselves. Sensitivity to behavioral changes is especially useful in situations that require a high degree of empathy and interpersonal understanding. For example, in therapy, an intuitive counselor may notice a change in the way a client is talking about a certain subject, which may indicate a turning point or an area that needs further exploration. In corporate environments, this ability can help anticipate and manage potential conflicts, leading through understanding and adjusting approaches according to the emotional needs of the team, as well as being a useful trait in professional and personal contexts. Intuitive sensitivity to behavioral changes also plays an important role in negotiation situations or when trust and cooperation need to be built quickly. People with high intuition are often seen as more charismatic and persuasive because they respond not only to what is said, but also to what is felt and not expressed. Training this skill not only involves observation, but also reflection. Intuitive individuals often reflect on their interactions, asking themselves why they felt a certain emotion in response to a behavior or what signals they may have missed. This continuous process of learning and adjusting not only improves people's ability to read, but also contributes to significant personal growth. Another notable characteristic of highly intuitive people is a high level of empathy, a deep sensitivity to the emotions of others that often leads them to absorb these feelings as if they were their own. This phenomenon, sometimes described as emotional empathy, enables intuitive individuals to perceive and react to the subtle emotions in the environment around them in a more intense and personal way. This emotional connection can be so strong that highly intuitive people often experience mood swings that mirror the emotions of the people around them. For example, if a friend or work colleague is facing a particularly stressful or sad day, the intuitive person may start to feel a similar sadness or anxiety, even if their own personal situation doesn't warrant these feelings. This ability to tune in to the emotional states of others is both a blessing and a challenge. On the one hand, high empathy allows for a level of human understanding and connection that is deeply rewarding and transformative. It facilitates deeper and more meaningful relationships as people feel truly seen and understood. In contexts such as counseling, psychology, or leadership, this capacity can be an invaluable way to build trust and foster a supportive environment. Otherwise, high empathy can also lead to emotional overload. Regularly absorbing the stress and negative emotions of others can be exhausting, and if not managed well, can result in emotional burnout. It is crucial for highly intuitive people to develop strategies to protect their emotional health, such as setting healthy boundaries, practicing grounding techniques, or engaging in activities that rejuvenate their emotional energy. In addition, understanding how mood swings can be influenced by the presence of other people is key to maintaining emotional balance. By recognizing when their feelings are truly their own or a response to the environment, highly intuitive people can better manage their reactions and maintain a more stable state of well-being. Self-awareness is the third central characteristic of highly intuitive people. They have a deep understanding of themselves, including their thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This level of self-awareness enables them not only to understand their own internal reactions clearly, but also to act more deliberately and authentically in their lives. Individuals with high self-awareness often display a keen understanding of their characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses. They know where they shine and where they may need support or development. This understanding doesn't come from superficial self-assessment, but from a continuous, in-depth exploration of their experiences and reactions. By delving into their own mental and emotional processes, these people gain valuable insights that influence all areas of their lives. The natural consequence of this heightened self-awareness is authentic confidence and impressive maturity. Knowing who they are and what they can offer, these people don't need to resort to pretension or imitation. They are comfortable in their own skin, which translates into a calm and assertive presence. This internal security also enables them to deal with criticism and challenges in a more balanced and constructive way, since they can discern what is useful and what is not relevant to their personal growth. In addition, self-awareness allows highly intuitive people to make choices that are more in line with their values and life goals. They have a clear vision of what is important to them and make decisions that reflect this vision, which contributes to a more satisfying and coherent life. This internal orientation is a powerful gift, especially in times of uncertainty or change. Developing and maintaining this level of self-awareness requires ongoing practices of reflection, such as meditation or therapy. These practices not only help maintain internal clarity, but also promote greater openness to grow and adapt as circumstances change. One of the most fascinating characteristics of highly intuitive people is their capacity for intuitive foresight. Often, these individuals experience forebodings or an inexplicable optimism about future events, even without concrete evidence to support these sensations. This type of intuition goes beyond a simple supposition. It is a profound perception that seems to emanate from the depths of their consciousness. In addition to emotional forebodings, many people with high intuition report bodily experiences that seem to foreshadow future events. This can include symptoms such as a pain in the stomach, goosebumps, or a feeling of restlessness that arises for seemingly no reason. These physical reactions are not just random bodily responses. For intuitives, they are significant signs that can indicate a need for caution or the anticipation of something important that is about to occur. These intuitive predictions are particularly valuable because they can serve as an early warning system, offering an opportunity to prepare or adapt before events unfold. For example, someone who feels a sudden surge of optimism may be more likely to make a decision that would otherwise be considered risky, but which they intuitively feel is the right one. Similarly, unexplained physical discomfort can be the impetus for someone to avoid a situation that later proves problematic. For those who experience intuitive foresight, there is also a challenge in discerning when to act on these forebodings or when they are just normal emotional or physical reactions. Learning to interpret these intuitions correctly is an important skill, developed through experience and continuous reflection on one's own reactions and subsequent results. As well as being a personal skill, intuitive foresight can be extremely useful in professions where anticipation and rapid reaction are essential, such as in areas of leadership, strategic decision-making, or even in rescue and emergency professions. The fifth characteristic we can see is that highly intuitive people often display a keen attention to coincidences, chance encounters, and events that many would consider random, interpreting them as significant signs from the universe. This perspective is not based on superstition, but on a deep belief in the interconnectedness of all events and the idea that nothing happens by chance. This ability to observe and interpret signs from the universe is a natural extension of intuition. It manifests itself in the way these individuals perceive patterns and connections, where others see only meaningless coincidences. For someone who is highly intuitive, an unexpected encounter or series of events can serve as confirmation or a warning about a particular action. Using these signs to guide decisions and life paths is a distinctive feature of this intuitive ability. In moments of indecision, for example, an intuitive person may consider the repetition of a specific number or meeting a certain person as a clear indication of which way to go. These insights are not seen as mere chance, but as guidelines that help shape their future choices and strategies. This approach to decision-making enriches the lives of highly intuitive people with a dimension of mysticism and purpose. They feel guided not only by their internal analysis, but by a stream of signals that they consider to be sent by the universe. This perspective can offer great comfort and confidence, especially in times of uncertainty, as it provides a sense of being aligned with something greater that guides and protects. However, living according to signs from the universe also requires an open mind and a certain amount of courage. Accepting that the universe plays an active role in one's life implies a willingness to trust in forces that are beyond one's complete control and understanding. Developing and honing the ability to observe signs from the universe also implies cultivating a sensitivity to one's surroundings and a willingness to see beyond the obvious. It is a continuous journey of self-discovery and connection with the world, which not only guides highly intuitive people through their lives, but also enriches their experiences and relationships. Natural optimism is a defining characteristic of highly intuitive people. They have a remarkable ability to quickly process negative emotions, draw lessons from challenging experiences, and maintain a positive outlook on life. This ability not only makes them resilient, but also allows them to move forward with confidence and hope, even in the face of adverse situations. This optimistic approach is not a denial of difficulties or an escapism from reality. On the contrary, it is a recognition that every challenge brings with it the opportunity to learn and grow. Highly intuitive people are often able to see beyond the present moment of discomfort or pain, focusing on the potential for improvement and evolution that these situations can provide. Confidence in progress and learning is another essential aspect of their natural optimism. Even in the midst of significant crises or losses, they tend to believe that there is a path to follow, that each step, however painful, is part of a larger journey of personal development. This outlook helps them not only survive, but thrive, turning adversity into a springboard for future success. What's more, this natural optimism often radiates and positively influences those around them. Highly intuitive people can be seen as sources of inspiration and motivation, able to lift the spirits of others and encourage a more hopeful and positive attitude towards challenges. Their ability to maintain a positive outlook helps create an environment where resilience is cultivated and valued. The ability to maintain optimism is not just a matter of temperament. It is often the result of conscious and deliberate practice. Intuitive people can employ various techniques, such as meditation, daily reflection, or positive internal dialogue, to reinforce their optimistic disposition. These practices help them stay focused on the potential of each situation and get the most out of every experience. Vivid and memorable dreams are the seventh distinguishing feature of highly intuitive people. Not only do they remember their dreams clearly, but they often perceive in them messages or premonitions that come true. This ability to remember and interpret dreams goes beyond the ordinary, transforming what could be a simple sequence of nocturnal images into a rich source of insights and guidance. The clear memory of dreams allows these individuals to access a deeper layer of their psyche, where intuitions and predictions often manifest in symbolic form. By paying attention to these details and working to interpret them, intuitive people can obtain valuable guidance about their waking lives, from important decisions to solutions to seemingly insoluble problems. However, the experience of dreams that seem premonitory can also arouse fear. The idea that a dream could foreshadow a future event, especially if it is negative in nature, can be unsettling. Some people may initially struggle with the anxiety that such dreams will come true, facing an internal conflict between fear of the unknown and curiosity about the power of their dreams. The ability to trust dreams, overcoming the fear they may arouse, is a fundamental step for highly intuitive people. This process involves understanding that dreams not only predict, but often symbolize internal processes, fears, and desires that need to be confronted and understood. By understanding their dreams as an integral part of their intuition, these people can use this ability to enrich their lives, guiding them through messages that are revealed in the silence of the subconscious. Developing a healthy relationship with living dreams can involve practices such as keeping a dream journal, where dreams are recorded and reflected upon. This not only helps to remember dreams in more detail, but also allows for continuous analysis of recurring patterns and themes, aiding the process of learning and self-knowledge through the symbols and messages dreamt. Another striking feature is that highly intuitive people are often gifted with a sharp discernment, especially when it comes to assessing other people's intentions. They have an almost instinctive ability to detect red flags or warning signs in behavior and words, even when these go unnoticed by the majority. This ability is not based solely on visible clues, but on a deep reading of the energies and subtexts that people emit. This intuition about the intentions of others is powerful, allowing them to delve into social and professional relationships with greater certainty. They are able to perceive, for example, if someone is being dishonest or manipulative, even if that person presents a charming and convincing facade to others. This ability to see beyond the surface can protect intuitive people from potentially harmful situations and toxic relationships. In addition, these individuals tend to rely heavily on their instincts about people, even in the absence of concrete evidence. This trust in their own instincts is not the result of an irrational impulse, but of an understanding accumulated through past experiences and a keen sensitivity to emotional and behavioral nuances. This intuition is refined over time, and although not infallible, serves as a reliable guide in most situations. However, this strong dependence on instincts also requires constant self-reflection and verification. Highly intuitive people should regularly ask themselves if their intuition is being influenced by prejudices or past experiences that may not be applicable to the current context. The ability to balance instinct and reason is decisive in ensuring that this intuition remains effective and doesn't become an obstacle. One of the hallmarks of highly intuitive people is receiving thoughts or ideas that seem to come spontaneously, as if out of nowhere. These intuitive thoughts often arise in quiet moments or when the mind is distracted, providing creative solutions or profound insights that don't emerge from a logical, linear thought process. This ability to access information in a seemingly random way is a powerful form of intuition, which often leads to significant discoveries or wise decisions at critical moments. For a highly intuitive person, these thoughts can be so clear and sudden that they seem almost like a direct communication from an external source or an inner revelation that was waiting for the right moment to manifest. In addition, highly intuitive people often recognize and differentiate between different types of intuition, such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Each of these forms of intuition offers a unique way of perceiving information beyond the 5 conventional senses. Clairvoyance is a form of intuition that involves receiving mental visions or images that provide insights or premonitions. A clairvoyant person can visualize scenes or symbols that, when interpreted, reveal something important about a situation or future event. People with clairaudience, on the other hand, can hear words, sounds, or music internally that are not perceptible to others. These sounds often carry important intuitive messages or directions. Clairsentience is an ability that involves physically or emotionally sensing the energy or emotions of others or the environment. People with this gift can feel the atmosphere of a place or a person's intentions without verbal communication. Now, in claircognizance, individuals with this ability have a sudden internal knowing, a clear understanding of people, situations, or spiritual truths without knowing how they came to this knowledge. These different modalities of intuition enrich the life experience of intuitive people, allowing them to access a wider range of information and respond more holistically to situations. The ability to recognize and develop these different types of intuition not only helps with your own orientation and decision-making, but also deepens your connection with the world around you and with your own inner capacities. Connection with nature is the 10th prominent characteristic in highly intuitive people. They often experience a sense of clarity and inspiration when they are in natural environments, finding in these places a refuge that stimulates the mind and calms the soul. This connection isn't just a preference for fresh air or beautiful scenery. It's a deep interaction that feeds their intuition and creativity. During walks outdoors, many intuitives report receiving their best ideas and plans. Nature, with its wealth of sounds, colors, and textures, seems to act as a catalyst for creative and intuitive thinking. Away from the noise and distractions of urban life, the mind has a chance to clear and open up to new thoughts and possibilities. This is particularly true for those whose sensitivity makes them more receptive to the subtleties of the natural world. The idea that nature can be a source of inspiration and wisdom is a recurring theme in many cultures and philosophies. For highly intuitive people, time spent in the midst of nature is not only revitalizing, it is an essential way of reconnecting with their own essence and with the flow of life. They may feel that nature speaks to them in ways that words cannot describe, offering insights and inspirations that are as vital as the air they breathe. In addition, nature often serves as a mirror, reflecting back inner states and helping intuitives to better understand their own emotions and thoughts. The tranquil rhythm of nature, with its cycles of growth and renewal, can also teach valuable lessons about patience, resilience, and the natural timing of things. Developing a connection with nature can involve regular practices such as hiking, meditating outdoors, or simply spending time in local gardens or parks. These activities not only strengthen intuition, but also promote general well-being, reducing stress and increasing physical and mental vitality. Synchronicity is a fascinating and central concept for many highly intuitive people. It refers to the presence of significant coincidences that do not appear to have a direct causal link, but which nevertheless offer profound insights or directions. For these individuals, such synchronicities are not mere happenstance. They are external manifestations of intuition, created to capture their attention and guide their actions. These meaningful coincidences can come in many forms, such as hearing a specific phrase from a stranger that answers a personal question exactly, finding a lost object in a time of need, or bumping into an old friend in an unexpected place just when they needed support. For the intuitive, such events are seen as signs that they are on the right track or as warnings to reevaluate their current decisions. Synchronicity is often experienced as confirmation that the universe is somehow conspiring in your favor, helping to align events in a way that supports your goals or deepest desires. This perception can strengthen intuitives' faith and trust in their own instincts, encouraging them to move forward even when they face uncertainty or challenges. Highly intuitive people who observe and value synchronicity often develop an openness to perceiving and interpreting these signs more often. The practice of paying attention to what appears to be coincidence and reflecting on the meaning of these events can not only enrich one's personal journey, but also deepen one's understanding of how the forces of life operate in an interconnected way. Cultivating intuition is fundamental for it to become a more present and effective force in a person's life. By taking seriously and dedicating time to understanding and developing this ability, individuals can transform intuition from a sporadic phenomenon into a reliable and powerful gift. Like any skill, the more attention and practice intuition receives, the stronger and more accurate it becomes. The benefits of a well-developed intuition are vast and profound. It can guide a person to love, helping them to recognize when and with whom they can find a genuine and enriching connection. In health, intuition can signal when something is wrong with the body long before physical symptoms become apparent, allowing for preventative and more effective interventions. In the aspect of power, a keen intuition confers a significant advantage in decisions and negotiations, allowing the person to perceive opportunities and pitfalls that others may not see. Strengthening intuition is a journey that begins with recognizing and appreciating the signals we receive on a daily basis, often in ways we don't expect. For those who wish to develop this incredible ability, the first step is to start paying conscious attention to these signals. In addition, it is important to create an environment that supports intuitive development. This includes reducing the noise and distractions of everyday life, as well as cultivating relationships and activities that nurture sensitivity and open-mindedness. By creating a space for intuition to flourish, you increase your chances of perceiving and using this powerful faculty more effectively and more often. Now, tell us in the comments, are you a highly intuitive person? How many characteristics do you identify with?